Hey YouTube, hey, I'm gonna do a little short one, and right after this, the video will be coming on for that person that went 24, what was it, 24, 25 miles straight up with that free fall jump. Sorry, I did not get the last area there. That I had some video problems downloading that last, clip there. But anyways, I got one right here, so I hope you enjoy it. But anyways, congratulations for the mission, and you're back home safe, landed safely, and fantastic job. You're a hero. You got balls. Well, I couldn't believe it what I saw, but you got balls. 25 miles up there. Whoa, broke every record. But anyways, congratulations. And what else are you gonna come up with? But anyways, here's the video. Hope you enjoy it.
You're watching Red Bull Stratos Mission to the Edge of Space. This is Robert Hager, live from Roswell, New Mexico. We're at 108,000 feet now. There is an issue, a minor problem, with the heat in the faceplate or Felix's visor, which with a temperature of about 50 some degrees in the capsule is not a problem for the moment in the capsule, but would be an issue on jumping. Mission for the time being is continuing as the team considers what are the options. We're nearly 2 hours into this mission now, pushing 110,000 feet in altitude. That balloon expanding even more. So the next record mark to watch here is the record highest altitude for a manned balloon flight. As we mentioned, 113,740 feet. That U.S. Navy balloon mission, an experimental program back in 1961. So the balloon, on lifting off, floated to the east. Now well through the 110,000 mark, 110,000 foot mark. Floated toward the Texas border, Roswell being located in the south central of New Mexico on the eastern side of the state already. So it floated farther to the east toward the border with Texas. And then on reaching 80,000 feet or so, the wind shifted and it's now headed somewhat back in our direction, in the direction of Roswell. Mission continuing now, coming up on 2 hours. There's a shot from inside the capsule. You see his checklist up there on the side of the capsule. Now we've passed the 2 hour mark. There it is from outside. Again, notice how the shape of that balloon has changed. Baumgartner with that visor down. The light, the glare up there is really something too, the glare of the sun. In an earlier jump, before Kittinger made his record jump, he had been blinded by the glare. In fact, that was a flight full of problems. That first jump.
Reaching
This is
113,000.
before his record jump. It was back in 1959, a year before his record jump. Sun blinded him. He couldn't see the gondola instruments. Had a hard time jumping off. Then his drogue chute deployed too soon. 3 seconds into the drop instead of 20 seconds in. Wrapped around his neck, and he started spinning arms out and lost consciousness briefly. But at about 12,000 feet, his main chute opened automatically, and he successfully landed. So we're coming up on this record. The manned balloon flight of 113,740 feet set back in 1961. Infrared shot. So he's through it now.
Altitude record
Set the
for
record.
manned balloon
This is
flight.
the highest
Felix.
any human being has ever gone in a balloon or hauled aloft by a balloon. New record holder is Felix Baumgartner. So that is the first of the records he was shooting for today. Continuing to troubleshoot, try to analyze, go through options for what to do about the problem with the face visor. That shot of the balloon being made from here at Mission Control. So that's remarkable. Let's see, 114,000 feet up. So that's more than 21 miles up. And we're out about 40 miles from Roswell. So that's being shot by the camera here. It shows what those long lenses can do. Two hours and 3 minutes into the flight. Somebody had guessed beforehand that it really might take about 2 hours and 18 minutes to get up to flight level. That was Luke Akins. He was a skydiving consultant, the mission skydiving consultant, an accomplished skydiver himself. So Akins guessed that it would be about 2 hours and 18 minutes to get up to float. It's about 7 years ago that this idea was first explored. This particular project begun formally 5 years ago. Capsule built back in 2008. Suit finished in 2009. Then the next year in 2010, there were wind tunnel tests and bungee jumps for technique, figuring out how to jump off, try to free fall at the highest speed possible, but the safest method too, the safest posture for that jump. And there were preliminary jumps already back then in
16,000.
2011, continued with tests in pressure chambers, simulating the maximum altitude done at Brooks City Base in Texas, leading up to those two jumps earlier this year. Baumgartner's jump in March,
Vertical
71,000
track,
feet, and his jump in July,
492 feet
96,000
per minute.
So that ascent has slowed now.
Capsule
About
track,
half of the
13.6
earlier
miles per hour,
ascent
ground
rate of
speed
1,000 feet a minute.
22.8.
That's because of that thin air up there. And the differential is becoming less and less between the
Southeast.
helium in the balloon and the thin air outside the balloon.
Temperature
So as it does,
52.3
the
Fahrenheit
ascent rate
capsule.
slows. Temperature inside the capsule,
Minus 2.5 Fahrenheit
52
outside.
Fahrenheit. And outside, -2. So we mentioned that it would be warmer as he goes up. So if you could say -2, below 0 Fahrenheit is warmer, well, that's it. There's the tracking camera with a long, long telescopic lens reaching up more than 116,000 feet. And just look at the size. It's approaching now its maximum volume inside, expanding, that helium expanding. It's a nearly 30 million cubic feet of helium. Now there's word from the meteorologist that the projected height of the float would be up around 125,000 feet. So a little less than 10,000 feet higher than we are right now. There we are looking down at eastern New Mexico. I believe that's the ridge that you're seeing out there. As they plotted this flight, it was one of the landmarks below. There's not much to see down there. It's awfully flat, awfully barren, but there is this little ridge, or as they call it here in this country, an escarpment, the Mescalero Ridge. It's a kind of a cliff in that jagged shape that you see there, maybe 7,500 feet high, a differential between the lower land on the one side and the higher land on the other. There's looking up at that balloon from one of our long-range cameras against the blackness of the high-altitude sky. Approaching 120,000 feet, and if the calculations of the meteorologist are correct, we are about 5,000, 6,000 feet from where that balloon will level off of its own accord. Temperature in the capsule, 52 degrees, and outside the capsule, it's now above 0 Fahrenheit at 1. Still below 0 centigrade. So still below 16 below centigrade. Air pressure in the capsule, 0.1 tops up.
Oh, well, there you go. Nah, I'm sorry I couldn't get it all because I did have video problems getting the last clip there. But anyways, I hope you enjoy it. And like I said, congratulations. Well done. You made it. My hat's off to you, my friend.